Hey, before this video starts, if you have a keen eye for editing, particularly gaming videos and whatnot, hit me up on Instagram, alright? It'll be up here somewhere. It's been so long, I really don't have an intro for this. I really haven't thought of an intro. I've been gone for this long. Alright, for the people that's wondering where I've been, for the short answer, alright, I got sick, I got parasites, had to learn how to cure it. If you want to know the full story, then it's going to take a lot longer to speak on it. My name is Rashod. Welcome. I've been gone for a very long time, okay? Like a very, very long time. I essentially got parasites. How did I get parasites? Being hella woke and taking sea moss, right? Now, sea moss is healthy for you. How could you get parasites, Xavier? Quite simple. All the sea moss that you take is littered with parasites because it grows in the sea. You can't wash sea moss with water and get rid of parasites because they live in horrible water. It wouldn't make sense to be like, oh yeah, let's put some water on something that lives in water. That's stupid as hell. All right, but I didn't know this. All right, and I had another type of pill. The two parasites combined destroyed my whole esophagus. I ended up with acid reflux / GERD. It was miserable. It was one of the most miserable things ever. Went to the doctor because it felt like I was having heart attacks. Like my heart palpitations were through the roof. But it was one of the greatest things ever to happen to me. All right, as crazy as it sounds, because for people that don't know, I used to be atheist. Not fully, not atheist now. All right, I believe in God, and God has a very weird way of teaching me a lesson. It's an extremely weird way. Some of y'all will be like, he cursed me. No. Sometimes you gotta learn a lesson the hard way, all right? So when I ask for something, I get it, but there is a catch. There is always a catch, all right? I wanted knowledge. That's the only thing I would ask from God. Knowledge from my family be good. Knowledge, all right? Well, he's like, or she, it's 2021. I'll give you knowledge. But you have to learn the hard way, all right? So that your journey was worth it. So I went to the doctor, right? They tell me, oh, you got acid reflux GERD. They don't really look at anything. They just look at me in the face. And it was some guy, he looks like a Brad. He was like, I think you have acid reflux / GERD. I'm like, bitch, I just told you that's what I thought I had. Why are you telling me you think that's what I thought I had without testing what I thought that I had? He just did that. And then they give me something called omeprazole or whatever. I get it for a day. Then she's like, take it at nighttime so the side effects aren't bad. Why am I getting side effects? What is the point of me taking this then if I'm going to get side effects? I don't want side effects. So I go home. I'm like, Google it. It gives esophagus cancer and it lowers the acid in your stomach. Okay, now let's use logic here, right? If I'm taking something to heal my esophagus because of my acid reflux GERD, for the people that don't know, GERD is basically just acid, basically just smacking you in your damn chest and heart at any time you can think of. You can be in the middle of sleeping and wake up like you're feeling like you're about to have a heart attack. It's one of the worst feelings ever. I wish it on nobody. All right, I wish it on nobody. And so I look, it gives esophagus cancer and it lowers my acid. What's going to happen if I don't have acid in my stomach, right? What's going to happen to me? The food does not break down. Then it becomes what? If you just leave food out without it being properly disposed of, what then occurs? Bacteria, correct? And if bacteria is now my stomach and in my esophagus area, does it heal? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make logical sense. All right. Which led me to a holistic doctor. All right. The cuckoos, the little crazy people that's like, oh, that can't do that. It led me there. He's like, hey, you don't have acid reflux and GERD. You don't have, and I kid you not, because I'm like, man, what are you talking about? He said you don't have acid reflux. Scratch that. He said I thought it was just a main cause of just me getting older. I'm 28 right now. I'm about 197. I dropped down 183 pounds. All right. What he was essentially saying was, it's not just you randomly have this. Nobody randomly has an ailment pop up out of nowhere and it's like, oh yeah, well, bitch, you got about 2 months to live. You finna die. Oh, goodbye, GG. It doesn't work like that. It was parasites. And what did he do? He did one of the weirdest things ever in my life that to this day, if I explain to someone, they're like, yeah, he got your ass. It's called muscle testing, kinesiology, that people are like, oh, it's some truth to it, but it doesn't work. All right? Kinesiology is basically, all right, so I'm going to drink some water. We both got to be really hydrated. And side note, the water you drink, I had to learn that the hard way, it's filled with heavy metals. All right? The majority of the water you're drinking, these are expensive brands, heavy metals, all right? Find you some good alkaline water. Find you the actual machine where you can get your own alkaline water. Or a place that just has it where you can get it actually done. You could do it yourself because a lot of processed stuff is just BS. So kinesiology, you can do muscle testing. It seems very weird. You could pull on 2 damn fingers as long as you're hydrated. I would have to go into another story on it because right now me saying it in the camera just makes me sound like a freaking lunatic. All right. So did that, tested parasites or whatever, right? I take a Paracleanse, colloidal silver, which I don't encourage anyone to take at all, because it could turn you blue. If you Google it, it'll turn you blue 100%. And matter of fact, it won't take long. It'll probably take like a day or 2 and it'll turn you blue. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever do it. I've just been taking it like every day, twice a day. And yeah, I'm turning blue. All right. So just avoid it. Just avoid it completely. All right. But yeah, so flushes out the parasites. I keep on taking sea moss. I get a different batch of sea moss because at this point in time, I'm like, maybe it was just that batch. Keep on taking it, and it really destroys my esophagus to where now I can't even eat anything. I'm just done. So I'm Googling and Googling and Googling, and they're all like, hey there, welcome to my channel. I heard you're dealing with acid reflux and GERD. I've been dealing with it for 10 years, and now I eat a damn vegetable. Vegetables are going to be the best bet. I ain't eating no vegetables. I like vegetables. You think I'm going to sit there and eat vegetables for the rest of my life? I'd rather die. And I accepted that in my mind. I was like, shit, kill me. Because I'm not about to sit here and be like, ooh, this is some nicely sauteed broccoli. No, I need real food. I need a damn steak. So after going through that, I'm just sitting there just every day, just basically losing my mind and not sleeping because my chest is still pounding. It can't, my esophagus got beat down so much that even though I did the Paracleanse and all that, I was just beat up. I was beat up mentally and physically, and it just started ruining me. All right. And so but like I said, God has a funny way of teaching me a lesson when I ask for knowledge. All right. So then I proceed to look up everything on YouTube, finding every person, finding every single thing that I could find, Googling everything, right? And I just Google. And I stumble upon this one younger white woman. And she had like this random book thing. I think it's maybe $36 or whatever. And she was saying how she cured hers completely. And I'm like, what does she take? What does she have to do? And so I just kept looking at it and I studied it. And I go to my herb shop or whatever. And I would look for these specific supplements and all that. And I was just taking it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's explaining to me, hey, yeah, you were taking these said supplements, vitamin D3 and all that. But the brain you got is filled with heavy metals. So you're essentially still poisoning yourself. And I'm like, okay, that's crazy. Then he shows me, he ran a lab test on one that said vegan, organic, blah, blah, blah. Mercury, aluminum, all in that. And it's supposed to be, I digress. But so I'm following this. I can't drink alcohol. I can't eat crazy foods. I'm eating 2 eggs a day. I was eating, what was it, baby carrots? I had to go specifically find non-GMO because that is garbage for you also. GMO foods are garbage. Understand that. This is not good for you. People say, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, cool. You can Google. There'll be a random study on there where it says the effects on rats that they did and how later on, after they had been eating it for a while, it actually messed with their fertility and caused them to have irritable bowel syndrome and all kinds of stuff. While I was going through this, it felt like I had IBS, Crohn's. And when I eat certain things, I would get food allergies to it. It's because my gut was not healed and my esophagus had to be healed. All right, so I go through a long process of taking all kinds of stuff. If you want to know, you can DM me or whatever, and I'll give you the list of what I took and all that. And it's months and months and months and months and months of just constantly trial and error, trying to figure out what exactly I could take to speed this process, right? I cleaned up my diet. I'm not eating processed foods. I'm not having alcohol. I wasn't doing none of that, all right? Which is one thing they'll tell you. You can't drink alcohol again. Bitch, psych. John, this is disgusting. That's why I'm still here. I don't want it. Yeah, I'm able to drink alcohol again. You just got to heal yourself. You would literally have to commit to healing yourself 100%. All right. But anyways, I digress from the story. So as I'm going through this, mentally, I'm learning and I'm becoming smarter. So I start seeing things for what they are. I'm not looking at women the same. I sound like damn spiritual stuff. I'm not looking at women the same that I see online. I notice there's an influx of OnlyFans. It's just everywhere. OnlyFans. And if you say something, then, oh, you're the problem. You're not the support. What? See that. And I just noticed, I see the comments that I get still from older videos. And I'm like, wow. They've taken stuff personally. Not the people that normally watch me, that have been asking me to come back. They're taking it personal. And it dawned on me that it just felt like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, my story has to come to an end because of the simple fact that times are changing. My sarcasm is different. Like, I can go and comment on random videos and people get angry and take it serious. But I'm never serious like that, all right? So that's what was really just throwing me off. It's like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, do I even want to do this? Like, I'm doing reactions. I don't feel like I'm really helping people. And some I've helped you to laugh and all that, but I'm not actually helping you, is how I viewed it. And right before, what was the name of that video I did? It was something involved. It was a video where I was talking about being depressed, right? And after that video, I was like, nobody really cares about it because it's the internet. Quit crying, ho. And I go and check my DMs or whatever. I get a message from Leo Hansen explaining, hey, I'm going through something very similar to that, right? And I thought nothing of it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is just, she just kind of feels how I'm feeling. I didn't know that would then lead to Leo basically just ditching YouTube and deleting all her videos and all that. Because if you really think about it, look at I'm Dante, look at Leo. The beginning of the videos, when they started doing reactions, there was so much effort put into it. It was basically a skit behind it. It was really nice, beautiful camera, just very good editing and all that. And then towards the end, it stopped. Now, why did it stop? You know why it stopped. Because of the simple fact, everybody was getting, you get copyrighted for anything. If there's 3 seconds, they're copywriting. If it's an audio visual, you're getting copyrighted. You're getting copyrighted for everything. So you notice that a lot of these reactors have disappeared because they're getting cut for their work. I was making damn near 50 to 80 bucks a day first year of YouTube. Now, right now, I think it's maybe like $5 a day, if that. So it's like, why am I really putting in a whole bunch of effort on that to be undermined when people are sitting there like, oh yeah, just do this reaction, just do this. Not even talking to me. Just thinking like I'm a damn bot, like I'm a robot. Like, no, I'm not. I'm a human being. Also, I started picking up stock option trading and all that. It was around, what was this? Maybe February, late February. My friend spoke to me where I was working at, and he was like, you can trade stocks through your phone? And I always thought it was something like some crazy ass, you gotta know certain things and press certain buttons, computer hacker type beat. And then I seen how easy it was. I started with Robinhood. I don't use Robinhood anymore. I started with Robinhood, and I'm like, okay, wow, this is really interesting. So I just sat there while I'm going through all the bullcrap, stomach and all that, and learned options, learned stocks. Well, I learned penny stocks first, and then I started learning options. And I'm like, wait, I can make this much putting up this much? Oh. So I really started focusing on that and putting my friends on that and people that ask on that, because that felt better. That felt more natural to help somebody. Because if you got, I don't care what nobody say. They're like, money doesn't lead to happiness. Moneyness will make sure that you're not sitting there having to focus on something else you don't want to focus on. All right, because if you're sitting there like, oh yeah, I gotta figure out what I gotta eat, I can't pay my bill and all that, you can't focus on what you want to do. You're not gonna be there like, hey, I could get good at basketball, or I could lift weights, or I could learn this instrument, I could do that. You can't, because you gotta focus on money over and over and over and over. It just doesn't work. All right, so I learned all that, and at this point, you gotta understand, mentally, I'm in a different mindset. So I just see, like, I get offers and stuff like, hey, do this reaction, we'll give you this. And I just didn't want to, because I'm like, yo, I'm really just being typecast as a reaction person. And I think that's why Leo ended up getting rid of her videos, because Leo makes very interesting videos. She was being typecast as a reactor. And that's them 2 songs that came out that she did. Them things are pretty hot. I ain't gonna lie, I listened to them. You get typecast as a reactor, and it's like, yo, that's not me. I did that. That was entertaining. I thought y'all liked that, but now you basically talking like, yo, you better do this, you better do that. I don't have to. All right. So that's just a little brief overview of what I was going through, which led me not to shooting videos. I'm still debating if I even want to do reactions. I was so over the place. I really missed underground songs and all that, because those ones were the best ones. But right now with this COVID, it's so hard to find heat, because nobody really can record and make good videos, because you can't really do anything. You're walking around with a mask. It's just not good videos. It's not going to be good quality. The world essentially is at a standstill right now. It's just this year has just been the same thing over and over. Like, it's glitched. We're freaking glitched right now. We can't do anything. So like I said, I'm debating if I even want to come back and do that. But I do mainly still do my gaming videos, which is why I asked at the beginning, hey, if you are an editor, let me know. Go do that. I'm constantly improving on that. And eventually, it's really going to push. Mark my words. It's really going to push. Once I get some dollar behind it, to be like, okay, promo, it'll push, all right? So just to keep y'all updated, all right? So you know what I'm going through. Much better now, though. Say Rashod out.